Oh, yeah, you know it, light the tower. That guy Matthew McConaughey was tweeting over the weekend, as were most Longhorn fans, as the Longhorn softball team secured and delivered their first ever NCAA championship with a dominant 10-4 win over Texas Tech in Game 3 of the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. Our Horns at Half Past segment brought to you by Dr. Greg Eckert. He is my dentist. He wants to be yours, and he is a proud Longhorn for sure. 30-plus years of being the best dentist in Austin. He had his horns up, was hooking them on Friday night, no doubt about it. Texas Jack nearly run-ruled the Red Raiders in the fifth. That was the only dramatic moment of the game. After the first inning spanking the Longhorns produced, they got to where it was 10-0 after the Leanne Good grand slam, and it was a belt-to-rear-end situation in OKC, and they could have gotten out of it in the fifth inning. And Texas Tech rallied for a couple of unearned runs because, of course, anything 10 or more after 5, even in a championship game, is over. Run rule. Texas would have won 10-0. Instead, they secured the deal a couple of innings later with the incomparable Tegan Cavan. Let's hear how it sounded on Friday night to start a pretty good weekend for Longhorn fans and the Longhorn softball team. This was on ESPN on Friday. And there it was, the dog pile on the circle, Jack. No sound, no ESPN for you. That was just the natural sound from the Texas dugout. The crowd of Texas fans behind the dugout cheering effusively. You knew it was over. There wasn't a lot of drama in it. It was just getting to the final out, and Tegan Cavan was phenomenal. As we've said, we'll get her total stats, but here she was with Holly Rowe after the game. Tegan Cavan, the sophomore, only a sophomore. She'll be back next year from Des Moines, Iowa, bringing it strong, and she is a Longhorn legend.
Getting that last out, your defense having your back in that moment.
It means the world. I'm so happy for this team. We did it. First natty. Let's go. My grandma, the last thing she told my brother, one of the last things was to bring home a victory. We did that for her.
It's really so precious. You've had to fight through a lot of emotions this week. How did you find the best version of yourself tonight?
Through my teammates. It's all of them.
I know that this was a hard season for you. Late in the season, you were struggling. What changed with you and this group to get this first championship in school history?
I think to just not forget who we are. Not forget who we are at the end of the day. We're Texas. We're going to fight. We know who we are, and we can get the job done.
There's been a lot of incredible pitchers in the Texas lineage. Kat Osterman, Blair Luna, it's you that finally gets it. What does that mean to you and to them?
It means the world to get it done for the university and for the state and for all my teammates and coaches, but they paved the way, so it's all started with them.
All right, so in softball, Jack, as we know, and folks, I mean, the softball pitcher, maybe the quarterback in the NFL, quarterback in football is a very important, maybe the most important position in sports, but goaltender in hockey, the striker in soccer is very big on an international level, the guy that can put the ball in the back of the net or the lady. But man, pitcher in softball is massive. Obviously, it can carry a team. It's the deciding factor between championship level teams and not. And Texas was built really well around Tegan Cavan. But listen, now she's only a sophomore. Listen to some of the seniors in the postgame news conference talking about their appreciation for what she's brought to the Texas program over 2 seasons. Almost 50 wins already in 2 years. She's also got double-digit saves coming out of the pen for Mike White.
I think it was awesome. Just watching her do her thing out there. Very inspiring. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
It's very fun to be your teammate. Very loving, kind person. Someone to miss. Someone you're going to miss a lot.
Yeah, I think, too, even though she's a sophomore, she plays like she's a fifth year. I mean, it seems like she's been here for a long time. And, not many people can go out there their second year and play like a super senior. And she does that every single game. And, like Max said, she's just a great person. And, I mean, this week, we were kind of playing for her. She had the loss of her grandmother. And I think that just really fueled us a lot, was to go out there and play for her and just be able to say that we were able to do it.
All right, there it was. Obviously, they're playing for her. Her grandmother passed away actually right before maybe the biggest win they had in Oklahoma City outside of anything in the College World Series.
Hey, Coach.
Was the win over Oklahoma on that Saturday where they won it 4-2, and her grandmother passed away overnight. She still took the ball, and as we said, the final line for Tegan Cavan in Oklahoma City. It's we talk about Longhorn legends and championships and statues and things. Jack, 31 2/3 innings in Oklahoma City. That's 6 starts or 6 appearances, 0.00 ERA, and delivers the final out and the national championship. Won both games 1 and 3 of the College World Series. Let's hear from Mike White. As we found out from Mike White, he's the head coach, of course, Chris Del Conte kind of handpicked Mike from Oregon to come in and win a natty. He had taken the Oregon Ducks to 2 final games in his time there. He was a legendary fast-pitch softball pitcher himself out of New Zealand as a professional. When we talked to him last week ahead of the College World Series, he said he was a soccer player. He was going to be an international soccer player, Jack. And then there was wherever they were going to play, the big tournament that they were going to, in like Fiji or somewhere, there was like a revolt of some kind, so they had to cancel the tournament. So he said, all right, I'll just play softball. That's not going to be softball. Soccer won't be my thing. I'll play softball. And then he got into coaching, and now he's a national championship winning coach. Almost got there with Oregon. Chris Del Conte said, on Saturday when they celebrated this, he brought him here to win a national championship. He was the right coach to deliver it. Here he was after the game.
Hey, Coach Mike White, has it set in yet that you're a national champion?
Not yet, no. But, the celebration's awesome. It's just started. Hopefully it continues to go and makes that bus ride home a lot easier.
If you could describe this team in one word this entire season, what would it be? Resilient and gutsy. They've really battled through a lot of stuff. People don't see a lot of what goes on, but there's been some ups and downs. I mean, we went through that Oklahoma series. We got swept, and, people are probably writing us off, and they never stop believing. Now, your team motto this year had been Fuel the Fire. How do you feel your team has done that throughout the season? They poured gasoline on it, man. I mean, they got it done at the end when it really mattered against an extremely good pitcher, and to be able to do that in this environment says a lot about this program.
Hey, Jack, you think Texas Tech is tired of seeing Texas at this point? They were supposed to not see them now that they're not in the conference. Remember in the going out of the conference beatdowns that they had of Texas Tech in football and multiple other sports and basketball, and now obviously for the national championship. I give Texas Tech a lot of credit. I thought their head coach in a loss was very classy. Yeah, Najee Canaday. And by the way, Texas Tech yesterday agreed to a deal with an All-American catcher from Ohio State who hit 25 home runs last year as a sophomore. Yeah, so they've paid up again and trying to get ahead of the NIL, clearinghouse that's coming.
Yeah, Indiana Jones grabbing the hat from under the door there.
Yeah, well, this young, I don't remember her name, All-American catcher now going to Texas Tech, so they'll be back. Texas would like to be back, and a big part of why Texas can be back in this spot next year. Well, let's first, before we talk about next year, but one more. How about as far as heroes from Oklahoma City? Mia Scott, the third baseman, playing with a torn ACL. She dates, I don't know, this is like TMZ, this is just, inside info, but it's not a secret. She dates the Texas football running back C.J. Baxter.
No, it's very high school. It's perfect.
Yeah, they
the
go
star
out.
softball players dating the star football player.
And I saw C.J. was at the celebration on Saturday. I'm sure he was up there in Oklahoma City. He's been dating Mia Scott, and so he's been battling an ACL, and now she's got an ACL. Of course, he got hurt last year in camp, so he understands the pain. So there he is supporting her. But on a torn ACL, she played a heck of a brand of third base at the hot corner. She also had 5 hits, 4 runs, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, and 2 walks while playing that sparkling defense with a torn ACL. She put out a post on Instagram pointing at her knee saying we only needed one. Can we hear from some of her teammates, though, talking about her toughness, battling through that injury and still delivering the big hits, the big knocks, and the great defense?
Oh my gosh, Mia Scott is a different breed. I don't even know how to describe her, but she's honestly unreal. Oh my gosh. I'm going to miss Mia Scott more than anything. She's incredible. She's a Longhorn legend. She'll go down in history books forever. She's incredible, and she's a great person off the field. She's the best.
All right, so props to Mia Scott and props to the team. One other, as far as what's about next year, Jack, Reese Atwood comes back next year, right? Yeah. She's only a junior. She's already rewritten. She's the RBI leader. She had the first RBI and another 2 for 4 nights. She obviously had the huge hit in Game 1 that they won in dramatic fashion to secure the first W ever in the College World Series. So Reese Atwood, who grew up down near Corpus Christi, she went to high school in Corpus Christi, and she dreamed of being a Longhorn. She was the #1 catching prospect in the country when she came out. And Texas, when Mike White went after her, she's been a cornerstone. And she and Tegan Cavan are best friends off the field. And they'll both be back next year, by all accounts. They both are, a sophomore and a junior. And what a season she had. Let's hear from Reese Atwood afterwards. She's the RBI leader all time at Texas. Next year can become the home run leader of all time. And she's one heck of a catcher, too.
All right, here are 3 solid Reese. This team was resilient until the end. Just what made this team so special and able to get it done today?
Yeah, this team has so much Texas pride. I mean, it's what we dream of since we're all little. And just to be able to come out here and compete with our best friends, it's such a great feeling. I'm so proud of this team.
All right, so Reese Atwood. So there you go, Jack. There's congratulations. I know they had a celebration. Props to Crystal Conti and Drew Martin and the team. They had a quick turnaround. And, this team, school's out, so they were about to disperse. They all go their separate ways for the summertime, and, they want to make sure just come back from Oklahoma City. They had that celebration on the field at McCombs Field on Saturday, which I thought was deserved for the fans that couldn't be in Oklahoma City to get out and, cheer on this team and root this team and say thank you, their appreciation. And that was a really, really good scene on Saturday afternoon into the evening at McCombs Field. And light the tower orange. They went over, took the pictures in front of the lit up tower, and a worthy national champion. They started the season number 1. They were number 1 for most of the year, and then had that little dip where they went 4-6 in a 10-game stretch of April into May, but righted the ship coming out of that Clemson series. Let's never forget, Jack, Tegan Cavan coming out of that Clemson series where they were in an elimination game. It's 5-5. The bases are loaded. There's nobody out. If Clemson scores a run, the game's over, and they lose. It's the 8th inning. It's extra frames. Tegan Cavan, you want to talk about suck it up. Delivered, got out of a bases-loaded, nobody-out jam, or they didn't even get out of the Super Regional, much less win the national championship. That's when you hear Mike White talk about resilience and finding ways. Bases-loaded, nobody out, a run loses. The series is over. They end up getting out of that with a strikeout and a little pop-up and good defensive plays. They get the 3 outs without a run scoring. They go on to win that game and win the game 3, and now they run through Oklahoma City, and now they're the national champs. Very cool.